Yeah. Okay, you guys. So we have a very special When Doctors Have No Answers podcast. I'm with Leslie Platner, who started off as an RN, a nurse, and then became a certified homeopath and matrix energetics practitioner. And we've worked together for quite a few years in our group and one-on-one stuff and all sorts of things to help people heal and get what they want in life. And I'm Ralph Havens, physical therapist and healer, and help people heal and get what they want in life. And we have a really cool short show right now because Leslie and I have been talking about some real key points we see. And it's the idea of if like, if you want something and you want it really bad, that can be useful. But why does God or the universe or whatever make you wait or somehow not get it? And that idea, like, you're right there, and do you just quit and turn back, or do you go for it? It's like in all the Hollywood movies about that sort of thing. So Leslie, thank you for being here, and I'm so grateful for you and what you've done and the deep inner work you do and the work in our groups and everything. What do you see? What do you think about all this stuff? Like, people are right now in a very tough spot. Some people have lost big jobs and they don't know what to do. And we've talked about the parts of the brain that get activated with that. And some people are just seeing a lot of problems with their health and their family's health, and lots of severe stuff going on right now. And of course, we have the election and everything. Some people are at some pretty low points. And
Yeah.
what's your sense of it, and how the idea of, like, how can we help people? It's what we do.
Yeah. So I guess that it's really hard to have the belief or the faith that everything is for you when you're in the midst of turmoil. When you've lost your job or you've lost your health for some reason, which you and I have both gone through, it can be really hard to have a faith that this is somehow preparing us and pushing us towards our goals. I think, the work that we do in the Atomic Success Secrets every day, where you stop and feel your feelings, pay attention to how you're actually feeling instead of trying to numb it out or getting away from it, is so powerful for being able to get to the seeds, those little latent gifts that we have that will really come forward when we go through these times. Because look where you are now, look where I am now, after we've lost everything, lost our health, gone through all this stuff, had challenges with relationships or whatever. Things are starting to turn around. Like, we've really been doing our inner work and we're helping others to do their inner work. So it's actually a hopeful time, even though it seems really harsh.
Yeah. And so when somebody's in a tough spot, I want to give them some things to do, some ideas. You talked about one of the ways we help people with this is so we're going to give you guys these processes, and you can try them out and use them. And if you want more, reach out to us. We do see people one-on-one. We don't have room for everybody, but we can let you know if it's a good fit. And of course, we have our group sessions that we can see if you're a good fit for that. So reach out to us if you have an issue. But I want to give you some stuff to do even today, because you just touched on something that's really, really valuable. It's very simple, and I think most people won't do it because it's so simple and just doesn't seem like it would do much. I had one person, worked on one of my running friends this weekend with another process that we use, and he just kept going, "Oh, it doesn't work. This didn't do anything." And I said, "You didn't test it yet." Like, he had a stiff neck, and I did something, and he goes, "Oh no, it didn't work." I said, "You didn't test it." And then he tested it, and his neck was moving better. So I was like, you gotta test it a little bit.
Right.
But so this is one of those processes. So we're going to give you some different processes, and you can try them and see if something's different in your life, even right now. So you said, if you're in the low part, you want something, you have a burning desire for something, but God is like, hasn't come through for you, or, spirit, like, why is the universe doing this? Is it a joke? You want this thing, whether it's your health or your job went south, or some kind of big crisis. You said something about go feel it. Tell me a little bit about that. We use this is one process of 3 we're going to talk about today.
Right. So anytime you have an inner conflict, so maybe you want a goal, you're reaching for a goal, but you don't believe you can have it, or you don't want the pain again. you know, there's an inner conflict, or you want money, but you really think money is the root of all evil. There'll be inner conflict. And wherever there is that conflict, you will actually feel tension in your body. You can feel it, like there's a resistance that's blocking your own life force. And when you actually just let yourself feel it, not the story of it, not all the colors and whatever people notice, but when you sit with your body and bring your awareness to it, being mindful, somehow that allows, it's kind of miraculous, it allows the energy to start flowing. It allows you to stop resisting so much. And you can all of a sudden have inspirations. The pain can go away. The tension can go away. You can say, oh, I get it. I need to do this. There's something very magical about it. It is very simple. And at the same time, it's difficult to just sit with it and not go off into all the stories. And especially because when we have trauma and it triggers past trauma, we just want to believe what we want to believe. It can't happen because of this. And all of our stories come up, and we can't quite bridge the gap of where we are and where we want to be, because we want to stay protected. We don't want to be hurt again. But if you allow yourself to just feel that fear, that conflict, where it is in your body, it will begin to dissipate. And you can find yourself having completely different feeling in your body. Like you said, you test it, you feel looser, the pain goes away, you get inspirations, and it's really exciting and fun. And people that have been doing this work with us for several years they're getting to be masters at it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
And that's one of the benefits of being in the group setting too. It's powerful one-on-one because it's very directed to you and your issue. And then it's useful to do it that way as well with other people doing this process. There's an exponential factor to the group. And I put the links in the comments there for you. And so what you can do, the takeaway with this one is whatever you're dealing with, if you're dealing with some kind of problem with the health or with money or some kind of relationship thing, you can, it's right there. It's already pushing your buttons. It's already getting to you. It's already irking you. You can just take some of your attention and go in your body and notice it. And simple as that is, it's really profound if you sit with it, and it helps to have somebody guiding you so that you don't kind of go off into some other place and think of something else, daydream or whatever. So sitting with the feeling is key. And the second one that I want to talk about is which one do I want to do next? I think I'm going to do there's a whole process that we're using from Dr. Naram that we're just loving. And it's about knowing what you want and achieving it and then enjoying it. Because that's the whole key, of course. You know, so many people don't know what they want. But if you do know what you want, how do you achieve it? And if you achieve it, will you enjoy it? So this whole process, there's layers to this, but you could start with one part of it, and it bypasses what the conscious mind. So the reason that's important is we can talk ourselves out of anything, and we can go up against obstacles and then just quit and turn back because we lose our motivation. You know, it's like it's like, oh, all hope is lost. Screw it. I'm not going to do that dream of mine. So when we bump into stuff like that, there's a way to bypass the conscious mind. There's other layers to this. This is one part. It's very useful. Just to squeeze the index finger of your right finger 6 times. And just think to yourself, what do you want? And you can sit in silence and just sit like that. And you can write it down. Take a little journal and write down exactly what you want. And if you do this a few times a day, you'll start to get more and more clarity of what you really want. There's more processes that we use, different magic points to call it. They're called Marma points. But thank you for Dr. Naram and Dr. Clint Rogers for showing us this stuff. And but you can try that and see if it starts to clear some stuff that's in the way, the fears, because there could be fear of failure. There could be fear of success. There could be fear of being around rich people. There could be fear of being rich yourself. There could be all these stuff, and a lot of it's unconscious. It's not. It's subconscious, and so we can bypass that conscious mind with these techniques. There's other techniques besides this one, but that's one that'll get you there. So you can try that one. And as
And
go
I
ahead.
think too that when we do these things, another part of it is then to notice what's different. Like notice the synchronistic events. I've been noticing so
Right.
many synchronistic events happening because I've had these goals in the back of my head, not even very conscious, not like, oh, I want this now. But I'm really noticing how things are falling in place, like, oh, okay, I could do that now.
That's what we're feeling. Yeah. Leslie and I are seeing some really cool jumps with these processes where you're getting what you want. It's kind of, wow, it's happening more and more and more. It's been our life's work. And yeah, so then I'm going to show you one more piece, because it is a subconscious thing, and there's it is in your body. So these traumas of what happened in the past, it shouldn't have happened to a little girl or a little boy. Things that happened even when you were in the womb, and how your mother felt, and the problems they were going through, and the problems you had when you were 1, 2, and 3, or the family had. You could take these on, and then for some reason it kind of continues as a theme, throughout your life and your kids' lives. It's like, why is that carrying through? Well, it's in a subconscious level, and it is in the body. It's in the nervous system. And there's a way to do some work for the deep, for the physical healing of this. And I'll show you one way. And you can just take your fingers and just touch the top of your breastbone. And imagine like you're touching a butterfly, and you're going to touch it super lightly. You don't want to hurt it. You don't want to bend the butterfly's knees. And then do butterflies have knees? I think they do. And just touch it a little bit, and then push it up a little bit towards the sky. And then take a few more fingers and touch your belly button, and just touch it a little bit, and then bring it up towards the sky. And this activates something in your spinal cord and in your brain called your thalamus. There's a little part that we're learning about called the habenula that is about motivational control. Like some people, when they have a big loss, a big problem, it drives a lot of action, and they start really going for it. And other people come up to that, and it could be thought of as like a turn back moment. Steve Harvey talks about this. Like, you bump up against the big problems, and you just say, screw it, I'm going to quit. So there's that fork in the road. And so when you do this process, touching the belly button and the top of the breastbone, and super lightly touching it and bringing it up, it starts to clear stuff in these deep layers of your nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord. And then if you combine it with what's happening in your body, and just notice what's happening, you're going to some very deep stuff. And it's the stuff that you might not even know what caused all these issues and these problems and this pattern. But these processes can clear it, because it's not in the conscious level, it's in the subconscious. So try those out and let us know how it goes, what you noticed. Like Leslie talks about, you want to notice what's different. We call it testing and then retesting. See if you walk different, if you're different in some way, if unexpected things happen. And then one last piece before we jump off is there are those turn back moments. And when you bump up into something and there's this opportunity to do something, but it seems impossible to do it, and you go for it anyway, it's like trusting the universe, God, whatever you want to call that. That's when that shows up, and the money can come in, or the unexpected meetings with people that come in. It's like, that's when it happens. It's like, why wouldn't God just give you all the money and resources first, and then you go live your life? It seems like it's more like those Hollywood movies, you take a chance and you do it anyway, and then you go. And so who you become is part of that. So Leslie, thank you for being here and doing this work, deep work with us and in the group. I put our link in there to join us for the daily group. I'll put the link in there to join us for the monthly group. I want you guys to know that if you need help healing and getting what you want in life, knowing what you want in life and getting it, reach out to us. I'll put Leslie's link in there, leslieplatner.com, and mine. and different ways to get to there. Let's just, I'm going to make sure I put this in a second. Oh, here we go.
You know, Ralph, I liked what you said about do it several times a day. You know, if you're going to bypass squeeze your finger, you know, 6 times to bypass the conscious mind, that little boost several times a day to reorient yourself and then notice what you notice.
Yeah, it is a process, isn't it? So for some reason, I'm getting a page not found. I'm going to find the link for this one. So reach out to us. We're going to jump off. We were having such a good time before we jumped on, so we kind of used some of our time for that. But
we watched a movie. It was great.
We watched a little movie. So if you want to know what movie we watched, let me know. I'll put it in the comments.
You should put it in the comments. It was great. That Steve Harvey movie.
Okay, I will. All right, Leslie, thank you. Thank you. I will see you in the group, and of course, one-on-one with everything we do. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Leslie.